Milk is an important aspect of enjoying coffee, whether you're having a cappuccino or a latte, or just cream and sugar in your coffee. We're gonna talk a little bit about the qualities of alt milks and which one to choose. Let's talk about flavor.
Well, coconut milk has been on my mind lately. Yeah, it's not one that I've used a lot of, but I've been hearing about it more and more, where coconut milk in an iced latte, that milk is actually increasing the flavor complexity of the latte, you know?
So it's not trying to replace the flavor of dairy.
Yeah.
It's doing something completely different to actually make it more flavorful.
Oat milk, you know, that's a standard for our cafes. We use a lot of oat milk, and I like using oat milk when I am trying to replicate the experience of dairy milk as much as possible. The texture, the flavor is the most neutral in my opinion.
Okay.
Out of a lot of alternatives, and it acts a lot like dairy milk when you're steaming it.
Do you have a different preference for iced versus hot?
For hot, I like oat milk. Iced, it might have to be almond or pistachio milk.
Now let's talk about texture. One of the things that's difficult to replicate is the protein and the fat content of dairy, how that creates a rich, creamy mouthfeel when it's steamed. It's hard for alternative milks to replicate that, but there are options now, right?
I think that oat milk takes the heat easier than almond milk. Some of these companies that you'll find, they actually have barista series that react a little bit more generously to your steaming, so it will act a little bit more like standard milk. But it kind of does come down to the technique. You know, if you're steaming alternative milk, chances are you're going to need to give more air to that milk than you would if you were steaming dairy milk. Yeah.
And then, you know, lastly, thinking about nutrition, dairy is really high in protein and vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids, and alternative milks are also high in vitamins and but probably not as high in protein.
That's right, not quite as high in protein. Most of the time a little bit higher in the omega-3s too, so there's some give and take.
So if you're looking for an alternative milk for espresso, it probably is important to look for something that is barista grade, so you can get that volume in it. But otherwise, there's a lot of options out there. If you're looking to expand your flavor, try a coconut. I think that is a trend that we're seeing more and more. It's being asked for more in our shops.